Welcome to July, Gemini. This month, we are going to get right into what you can expect. So, just as I did last month, I am going to be using the asterisks to represent the planets. So, let's go ahead and get started. On the 5th, we have a nice sextile. We have the Sun in Cancer in a nice sextile to Uranus in Taurus. And this is an energy where you are going to welcome new experiences. So you might find yourself spending money on more spiritual items around this time, okay, because Uranus is in the area of your life that deals with spirituality, okay. And then we have the Sun in Cancer in the area of your life dealing with money. So the sun is shining light on the fact that you're going to be spending money on something that you're doing behind the scenes, or spending money on your spirituality, your spiritual practice. Okay, so that's on the 5th. Now, on the 6th, we have a day of confusion for a lot of people. We have Mercury in a square to Neptune. At this point in the month, Mercury is in Gemini, so let's move an asterisk over there. We have Mercury in Gemini in your house of self image, and it is going to be in a square to Neptune, which is in the area of your life that deals with your public image. So there is going to be a bit of confusion. There might be some lies that are told. And one example I can give, some of you Gemini risings are going to go on interviews and you are going to lie about everything in the interview, okay? Because that is one of the manifestations of when Mercury is in a square to Neptune. You will be prone to telling little white lies. You will be prone to not telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Okay? That is an energy of when Mercury is in a square to Neptune. Neptune is in the area of your life that deals with your public image. Meanwhile, Mercury is in the area of your life that deals with your self image. Okay? So there is going to be a little bit of um, lies maybe that are being told related to your self image as it relates to your career. And I do see some of you going on interviews and lying about everything, just about everything in the interview. They'll ask you, "Oh, are you a dedicated worker? Do you believe in working on your days off?" And you might tell a lie and you might sit up there and say, "Oh, yes, I do. I'm a very dedicated worker. I don't even like to have a day off. I just like to work, work, work." Okay? So you might find yourself telling little white lies like that around this time. Now, but remember, this is an aspect that is not good for entering into contracts. Okay? So that is on the 6th. Now, let's move on and talk about the opposition that we have on the same day. Okay, we have an opposition between Venus in Leo and Saturn in Aquarius. So let's move this over here to Leo. This is representing Venus, and this is representing Saturn. So Saturn wants you to keep everything the way it's always been done. Meanwhile, Venus wants you to enjoy yourself. So Venus wants you to um, communicate from the heart. Venus wants you to enjoy yourself. Venus is sitting there in Leo in the area of your life that deals with communications. So Venus wants you to enjoy the way you're communicating. Meanwhile, Saturn is pointing the finger at you and saying, well, you know what? If you are broadcasting, you need to not have so much fun, or you need to not do this or not do that. Because remember, Saturn is a taskmaster. Saturn wants to do everything the right way. Okay? So there's going to be some discrepancy between those two areas of your life around this time. So just look at where the asterisks are placed and just know that you might have a little bit of a tug of war going on. Okay. One thing that might come up for you, you might want to enjoy yourself on a nice road trip, a nice short local road trip. Meanwhile, Saturn is over there saying, well, you know, you can spend that money better. You can save that money and spend it better on an overseas trip. So you might have to make a decision between taking a few short distance trips, a few local trips, and you might have to decide between doing that and saving for an overseas extravaganza trip. Okay, so that's another example. Now, let's move on to the week of the 11th, because on the 11th, we have Mercury moving into Virgo. Mercury moves into Cancer on the 11th. So you will see more, you will find around this time that you have money or finances on your mind more than usual once Mercury moves into that area of your life, okay? Because Cancer is basically your second house. So you'll find yourself more focused on your finances once Mercury moves into Cancer. Now, on the 12th, we do have a nice trine. We have Mercury in Cancer in a trine to Jupiter in Pisces. So this looks very positive for you if you are trying to get a raise at work. A lot of you Gemini risings will get a raise, and maybe you're getting a raise from all of those lies you told last week, talking with your coworkers or your boss or your clients. Okay, so you are definitely, a lot of you Gemini risings will be getting an increase in your finances through whatever you are known for or through your career. Through your career. So that's going to be a great time for a lot of Gemini risings. A lot of you are going to be increasing the money that you are making. Okay. So a lot of you are going to find yourself getting raises. A lot of you are going to be getting extra commission. You might be getting extra clients there. In doing that, that will increase your finances. Okay, so that is on the 12th. Mercury in Cancer, Jupiter in Pisces. Now on the 13th, we have a great aspect. We have Venus. Let me just line everything up. We have Venus in a conjunction to Mars in Leo. Okay, this is going to be a great time for Gemini risings. Okay, you're going to feel a sense of balance. When we have Venus and Mars in a conjunction, it is usually a nice aspect. So you're going to find yourself communicating really, really well. So this is going to be a great time for a lot of Gemini risings. Now, on the 15th, we have the Sun in Cancer in a trine to Neptune in Pisces. So let's move some things around here. Put Neptune in Pisces, and then we have the Sun in Cancer. Sun in Cancer in a trine to Neptune in Pisces. So this is going to be a good day for understanding something fully. And for a lot of you who were maybe lying a few weeks ago in order to get a raise, this is going to be the time where you finalize everything, because the energy of this aspect is one where you want to understand everything before you sign it. Okay, when the Sun is in a trine to Neptune, it is a time where you want to understand things on a deep level. Okay, so even though you were like telling little white lies at the beginning of the month, by the middle of the month, you are going to want to understand everything that you are dealing with. So if those of you who are getting raises, by this time in the month, you are going to want to understand what are the ramifications of the raise, or what are the guidelines that you are entering into, things like that. Okay, now let's see. Let's look at the 17th, because on the 17th we have an opposition. We have the Sun in Cancer in an opposition to Pluto in Capricorn. So this is going to be a struggle for some people, especially that maybe those of you who did get a raise. You might find yourself not wanting to divulge to someone who maybe you share finances with, you will find yourself maybe not wanting to divulge the fact that you just got a raise. You might be trying to keep something away from them, okay? Because under this aspect, the sun is going to be shining light on something that needs to be fixed. So some of you are in situations where you're sharing finances with someone and you feel like it's not fair. So by you getting a raise, the sun is going to be shining light on something that needs to be fixed over there in the area where Pluto is located right now. Pluto is located in the area of your life that deals with sex, death, transformation, and it can also deal with other people's money. Okay? So the sun is going to be shining light on something that needs to be fixed for a lot of you Gemini risings. Okay? Related to money, related to your finances and finances of someone else's. Okay? So that's on the 17th, so you need to watch out for that. Now, we do have some planetary movements going on the following week. So the week of July 18th, we have on the 21st, we have Venus moving into Virgo. So once Venus moves into Virgo, you will find yourself wanting to beautify your home more than usual. Okay. On the 22nd, we have the sun moving into Leo. So you might find yourself communicating more once the sun moves into Leo. That's the 22nd. Now, also on the 22nd, you have to watch out for overdoing some things because you will have Venus in Virgo in an opposition to Jupiter in Pisces. Okay, so you might find yourself, we have Venus in Virgo right here, and then this blue asterisk is acting as Jupiter in Pisces. So Jupiter is going to be influencing you to overdo something, to expand some things related to your career. Meanwhile, you will have Venus over here wanting to just be comfortable at home. Okay, so there's going to be a bit of a struggle there for you, especially for those of you who got a raise from after lying on an interview. Of course, I'm joking. So anyway, there's going to be a bit of overdoing something and maybe overindulging in something around this time for a lot of Gemini risings. And it can have something to do with your home and family. You might find yourself not wanting to go to work so much. You might find yourself wanting to be at home and just beautifying your home and just doing a makeover and just meeting with the interior decorators and things like that. You might find yourself doing too much on either side of the chart. One example, you might spend too much time at home. The other example, you might spend too much time at work. But whatever it is, there needs to be more of a balance going on there. And that is around the 22nd. Now, on the 23rd, we have the full moon in Aquarius. Okay, the full moon is going to be in Aquarius at 1 degree. And I'm mentioning the degree. I normally don't mention the degree as much, but I want to let you know that we have the full moon in Aquarius in July, and we have a full moon in Aquarius in August. And what's happening is the full moon this month is going to be at 1 degree, and the full moon in August is going to be at 29 degrees because each sign has 30 degrees. So the full moon this month is going to be at the beginning of Aquarius, and the full moon in August is going to be at the end of Aquarius. So just wanted to mention that. So that full moon is on the 23rd. Okay, now let's go on to the following week, the week of July 25th. So on the 25th, we do have another opposition. If you remember, on the 17th, there was an opposition between the Sun and Pluto. Now, this opposition on the 25th is happening between Mercury and Pluto. Okay, so Mercury is, of course, in Cancer. So again, there's going to be a bit of butting heads between your finances and finances that you maybe share with someone else, or maybe you're trying to get a loan and they want to know, they want you to divulge more of what's going on with your finances, and you might not want to do that at this time. So there's going to be some type of struggle going on between your finances and finances of someone else. Okay. And so that is on the 25th. Okay, the 17th, I did talk about that opposition between your finances and finances of someone else. That's the 17th. On the 25th, you are going to find yourself giving in to whatever you were dealing with on the 17th. Okay, so on the 17th, you had the sun in an opposition to Pluto, which was shining light on something that needed to be fixed related to your finances and finances outside of yourself. Okay, now fast forward to the 25th, you have Mercury in the picture. So Mercury is going to be in opposition to Pluto. And this is an aspect where you might find yourself giving in to something that you normally would not give into. So just be aware of that this month, Gemini rising, because it's for you, it's dealing with finances. Okay. So you might find yourself giving in to something financially that you normally would not do. Okay. And then on the 29th, we have Mars moving into Virgo. So once Mars moves into Virgo, you're going to find yourself taking more action related to your home and your family life. And then we have another opposition. We have Mars in Leo in an opposition to Jupiter in Aquarius. Okay. So this is a time where you might find yourself overestimating your abilities. It could have something to do with short distance travel. You might find yourself booking a local trip and an overseas trip. You might say to yourself, you know what? I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to put this on my credit card and just do it. So you might find yourself overestimating your abilities related to how you communicate or related to how you travel around the 29th. Okay. You might find yourself having to do repairs on your car, and you might say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to change my oil myself. Okay. I'm just going to read a book and or watch a YouTube video. I'm going to watch a YouTube video and see how to change the oil myself. Okay. Which is going to be a struggle. So something related to the third house and the ninth house is going to present a bit of a struggle for you on the 29th. So it could be related to transportation. It could be related to how you communicate, whether it's through writing or through broadcasting. It could be related to legal matters. So just keep an eye out around the 29th. So that's everything I have for you. Thank you so much for watching the video to this point. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share the video. And please like the video also if you did enjoy it. So until next month, everyone, enjoy your month.